Hey Facebook, we're coming to you live today. I'm going to have to flip the screen a little bit, but we're coming to you live from Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica, and that's it. And we're here today to talk to you about a couple of different things. The first thing is, what is Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Costa Rica? And what we are is a life advancement center that specializes in a particular type of miracle. And so the miracle that we have here, and we have it here every single week. I believe this week there were 72 participants in our workshop. And the specific type of miracle that we have is one where a reuniting of the soul. And what do we use to make this happen? What do we use to help us in this reuniting of the soul? We use plant medicine and metaphysical teachings and massage and farm-to-table organic food, all in this beautiful setting in Costa Rica. And we just watch these miracles happen. And a little bit about myself. My name is Jerry. I was from Scranton, born in Scranton, Pennsylvania. I had a life where I was successful financially, but extremely unhappy with my life, and tried to commit suicide on multiple occasions, and had a plant experience with plant medicine that changed my life. Hi, Susan. And we replicated that experience down here in Costa Rica. And if you haven't been to Costa Rica, I'm going to ask you to come because the place is crazy good. I just want to get this set up here. The place is amazing, and it's just a life-changing experience. Every week when you check out of Rythmia, you're given a survey, and about 95% of the people say, so 95 out of 100 people say that they had a life-changing miracle during their stay. And that's a real thing, a real miracle during their stay in Costa Rica. So that's kind of what the whole place is about, and we're in the miracle business. So every week during this program, I talk to a guest of ours, and that guest is someone who's been here and with us during the week, and had an experience that we want to chat with them about. And this week, our guest, his name's Peyton, and he's from Canada, as many of our folks are from Canada. Peyton, will you come and join us for a minute here? Thank you. Fantastic. Can you move in here closer a sec, Peyton? Okay, so Peyton, tell me, what part of Canada are you from?
From Vancouver.
From Vancouver. And what do you do back home?
Run a brokerage firm, and I'm an investment advisor myself as well.
Cool.
Yeah.
And this is not your first time at Rythmia?
Not my first rodeo.
And
second pass.
Second time around.
Yeah. Won't be the last time either.
And it's a wild week, yeah?
It is a wild week. Yeah, but it's great. It's beautiful. So I imagine in your job, you're a super successful guy. Try to be. Yeah.
And we're going through life and trying to look for something more than money, probably. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And how old are you?
32.
32 years old.
Yeah.
And can I ask you, Peyton, that when you first came, when was your first time here?
2 months. So end of May.
The end of May of of 2018.
Yep.
And can I ask this? When you were coming here the first time, you might have saw some of these videos or some junk, and you said, "Oh, I'll give it a try." Were you afraid of anything before you got here?
I was afraid of being let down. I was afraid that I wasn't gonna get anything out of it, or that it wasn't gonna be the real deal. That was probably my biggest concern, I would say.
Yeah. And was there any fear over the plant medicine aspect of it?
Yeah, I mean, I was worried about what was going to come up for me, and going through some of that stuff for sure. That was a big fear of mine as well.
And so, just so I can tell you, so in our way of looking at things here, we believe that between the time you were conceived and 5 years old, something happens in your life and splits you, and you split off from your soul. It's still within your aura, but you split off from your soul. And the miracle that happens here all the time that's recurring is that this thing is put back together while they're here. So I want to ask you something. When you came the first time and you went to my little workshop on Monday,
Yep.
and you said, and I'm talking about this soul split and shit, what did you think?
So it was interesting. So I've spent a lot of time with a therapist of mine, and one of the things that we were always trying to work on is getting me back connected with my baby self or my younger self.
Uh-huh.
So I've done 10 years worth of work around that, and in the therapy setting, I could get a bit of a connection, but I always had a hard time carrying it out of the therapist office. So that resonated with me a lot, because I got what you were saying, and it was a real. When I was listening to you say that, I was like, "Holy cow! This guy's actually he's tapped into something." So it was.
So it did make sense to you, that first thing, right?
Absolutely, yeah.
And so then we went through that first day, and then we'll talk about the first time, then we'll talk about this time what happened to you.
Sure.
So in that first day, you go through the courses and stuff like that, and then comes the time at night to drink the medicine.
Yeah.
So what happens? You drink the medicine, what happens?
Nothing.
Not a thing.
Not a thing.
Like
Didn't
nothing.
sleep, but just sat there and.
And were you watching other people?
Oh yeah, I was watching. Everybody else was having a good time, and I was like, "This is a scam, and it's not going to work." And clearly it worked, because I'm here again. But but that was my first night. That was kind of what happened. I kind of saw some little fractally things, but there was no. I left there feeling like that it wasn't working for me. Yeah.
So now Tuesday rolls around, and we have more workshops and stuff, and Tuesday night rolls around, and it's time to drink the medicine again.
Yeah.
So now you're thinking, hey, this might be bullshit or whatever, but I'll drink it again.
Yeah.
And so what happens?
So Tuesday, the first day I went in, I had 30 intentions. I was going to fix everything, and I thought I knew exactly how it was going to go. Tuesday I rolled in, I said, forget it. I just drank the thing. I didn't worry too much about my intentions. And I actually, that Tuesday, I actually merged with my soul on the Tuesday. and the way that it happened was I went through a rebirth, what you talked about, a rebirth. And I was laying there, and I had my eyes closed, and I was tapping myself on the forehead, but it wasn't, I knew it was my hand, but when I closed my eyes, it was a baby's hand. Beautiful. And it was me as a baby, and he was tapping me on the head saying, I'm here now, and I'm not going anywhere.
How fantastic, man, yeah.
And now it hasn't left since then.
And that's the key part. So wait, so now Wednesday night comes, and it's ladies' night. Wednesday night is ladies' night at the place where the woman shaman take over and lead. And so now you've merged with yourself, but have your heart been healed yet?
No.
So now you drink the medicine Wednesday night, and what happens?
I got whooped on all Wednesday. Whooped on hard all Wednesday. But for the first half of it, I was going through a lot of difficult stuff. But something that resonated with me a lot was you guys talked a lot about going to what's hard and sticking with it. And so halfway through, I actually said to myself, I said, you know what, this is really hard right now, but it's for the greater good. And so I stuck with it.
So can I ask you something? So a lot of times you will see these screens or images that will come up in multiples. And so what we teach people to do here is when they see, let's say 3, they see a unicorn, a rainbow, in their creepy neighbor from when they're in the 5th grade. Well, your desire wants you to ride the unicorn over the rainbow. And we teach people to go to what's hard, to go to that creepy neighbor. And that's where a lot of the ass kicking comes in. So we got to go to the things that are uncomfortable with ourselves. And so you're getting your ass kicked a little.
I was getting my ass kicked a little to the point where the music was really getting me. And they were playing live music, and I actually got up at first it was making me feel really uncomfortable, and so I decided halfway through the night I got up and sat right in front of where they were playing the live music to really kind of
Get it?
to really beat myself up. Yeah.
So did you
Oh,
throw up?
I didn't throw up, but I was a sobbing pile of mess on the floor, and but it was amazing once the ceremony was over. I felt like 100 pounds off from my shoulders, and definitely I left a lot on the mat. I left a lot on the mat.
So wait, I want to understand something. In that first 3 nights, you didn't throw up?
Not the first 3 nights.
Okay.
Yeah.
So then on Thursday night, we have our Colombian night, and the ceremony starts around 7:30 and goes to about 8 or 9 in the morning. And we drink a medicine that night called Yahay, and it's ayahuasca, but it's a different type ayahuasca. And so Thursday night comes, and my friend is here serving medicine, and he comes to, so what happens Thursday?
So Thursday night we do the first medicine. I threw up like ASAP. ASAP. And so threw up, laid back in my bed, and was just like, it feels like you're getting rid of stuff when you throw up. So laid back in the bed, and went up for the second round of medicine, and was just in the best mood. This grin on my, like, big smile on my face, ear to ear, and I had an amazing listening to the music and everything, and I was partying with my soul. That's what it felt like. Is that I was partying with my soul, and the whole thing that, you'll have to excuse my French, but the whole thing that was going in my head was hanging out with your soul is so fucking cool. that was what kept going on in my head.
I love that. I love it, dude.
Yeah.
So then after that, you have 2 more nights of breath work before you go home.
Yep.
And that's a psychedelic experience, right?
Yeah.
On top of it.
Yeah.
And so the 3 things that we shoot for here are to show me who I become. Let's see. To show me who I become, to merge me back with my soul, and to heal my heart. Those are the 3 things that we shoot for here. And that's what about 95% of the people who come here say that they got when they go home. So now all of a sudden, you're feeling like $1 million.
Yep.
You got to get back to Canada. You got people who want to yell at you about their investment.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm kidding you. So you got to get back to Canada, and you have a beautiful girlfriend at home.
Yep.
And you're an investment house with all kinds of stockbrokers and crazy shit going on. And you come back and you're thinking to yourself, do I really have this?
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
So everybody thinks,
yeah.
did I really get this?
Yep.
So you come back and walk back into work, and tell me how things go.
It was, it left me appreciating more than what I was just doing, in terms of you're connected to your soul, and you have there's something guiding you in things that make you really happy, versus making, I got in, I drive a nice car, so I got into my nice car, and I said, like, this doesn't do it for me. I put on my nice clothes, I said, this doesn't do it for me, and I found that the more things I was doing that kind of feed the soul a little bit, that really clicked. Really clicked.
So to paraphrase that, if I can, what a lot of people experience is that when they come here and they go home, the things that used to drive them no longer drive them, and the things that they used to blow off, they're super attracted to. So what I mean by super attracted, like a lot of people work real hard but blow off their children.
Right.
So what happens is there's this flip. Once you're remerged, there's this flip of what actually makes you happy, and you start realizing it, and you're going, hey, it's not this office that makes me happy. It's kind of like the time I spend with my girlfriend, or my mother, or my wife, or my husband. So there's this shift that goes on. And so now, tell me, your girlfriend sees you, and she says, what?
That was it. She was hooked. She's been with me through a lot of hard personal stuff, and she's seen me do a lot of personal work at home before I'd come down, and watched me walk through a lot of hard stuff, and I think she saw a real impact in terms of, you know, before I went down and when I came back. was like a it was like a combination of all of my first 4 nights that I was here in one night. I purged, I was happy, I was crying, I had some visions, and it was almost like a prep work for the next couple of days. Yeah, right.
So the way we do it is we have an easier medicine on the first night. So now Tuesday night comes, and Tuesday night, the second time you're here,
we blew
Tuesday
the doors
night,
off on
what'd you do?
Tuesday night. Tuesday night, as I said, a lot more of the stuff I feel in the body, and I had a complete body controlling experience where I was processing a lot of my plan for coming down was there was a lot of stuff that I was holding on to that I needed to let go of. And so processed a million pounds of stuff through my body, and
when you say 1,000,000 pounds, do you have diarrhea?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
not on the second night. Night 4, a different story. Not on the, but threw up and
you threw up on the second night.
I threw up on the second night, and then just processing so much stuff and getting a lot of answers for a lot of questions. I had an inner dialogue with myself, where I just started nailing things off the list, just one after another, to the point where I was like, I need a dictate, like someone to dictate all this stuff, because I'm not
coming
gonna
so fast.
And it was interesting. It came so fast, but I kept having it kept reoccurring in my head that don't worry about it. You'll remember when you go home. You'll remember when you go home.
So we had a little gap in the Facebook Live. So what Peyton was saying was that he went home and he brought his girlfriend back, and his girlfriend really wanted to see, because she saw this illumination within him. And when I first saw her, she came and she said, because we have a thing that happens here, we have sacred surgery, and during the surgery, a lot of times aliens show up. And she said to me, she goes, I'll see everything but the aliens. I don't like aliens. And I thought, oh my God, honey, are you in the wrong place? Right? But anyway, so it's her first time and his second time, and we're talking about the third night. So now, Victoria, by that time, she was super afraid of the medicine the second
Yeah,
night.
yeah.
So now the third night happens. It's ladies' night.
Yeah.
Tell me what happened for you and what happens for her.
So she was totally open to the medicine at that point.
Throwing it down
Throwing
like
it
Gatorade.
down like Gatorade, and she was searching. She wanted to go in, and she recognized that this. I think she recognized that this was work, and that she wanted to get some work done, and she was there for the full experience for sure.
Uh-huh.
But she had a level. Her comfort level was much greater than it was before.
Uh-huh.
Before she came down,
Uh-huh.
and after the first day.
Fantastic.
It was good.
And so this week that they're here, there are about 70 people.
Yeah.
And everybody's going down their own thing.
Yeah.
And now Thursday night is coming.
Yeah.
So it's our Colombian night, and tell me about your experience.
So Thursday night.
Wait,
or no,
you
we
had
the third
already
night.
turned into a lion.
So second night I turned into a lion. Started chewing on the mattress, chewing on the blanket. I crawled like a lion down the hallway. So did all that, and then the third night, which was Wednesday night,
Uh-huh.
chewed a corner off of my journal.
Uh-huh.
But also,
Can I show this? Wait. He's not kidding you.
There you go.
That's the corner
That's the
from when
corner.
he chewed off.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But also, I was able to let go of and forgive my dad for some family stuff, which was big for me. And I actually he spoke to me, and it came out in what I had written in my journal in the ceremony, which I couldn't control, but just my hand was doing the writing sort of thing, and so I was able to let go of a lot of that stuff, which I think was tormenting me for quite a long time.
Fantastic,
So,
dude.
yeah, it was
Fantastic.
Good. It was really good.
So now Thursday night comes.
Yeah.
And it's the all-nighter. And
Yeah.
so what goes on Thursday night?
So Thursday night, I'd spent 2 days rolling around like a lion, growling at people, and going through this body stuff, and I was exhausted. And I said, I like being a lion, but for tonight, I'd really not like to be a lion because I'm fucking tired. but went in and I was purging out of any end that I could purge out of.
So you're thrown up,
Throwing up.
had diarrhea.
Had diarrhea,
Mhm.
the whole shebang.
Mhm.
And I had a little bit of the lion thing going on, but not too bad. So purged a whole bunch, and then finally, like I felt like I'd finally let go. Like I finally let go, and I laid back in my bed, and I actually fell asleep, and woke up with the sun coming up and beautiful music playing, and just felt like I'd finally gotten through it.
Like a new guy.
Totally new guy. And then they had the healing circle, and the healing circle was amazing. And watched my girlfriend go through a healing circle, which was the real catalyst for her.
That's
So
when she got it.
Yeah, that's when she got it, and I got to watch that happen for her, which was amazing. And yeah, it was great.
The important thing that I'd love to convey to people is that this thing that happens to you when it happens here, it's not like other things that a couple days later it wears off and it does this and it does that. It's really yours. You really leave with it, and you really bring it through the rest of your life, and you live a different way with the feeling of being connected and this feeling of connectivity. This is not some spiritual ego thing where you wear beads and it's like you're this and you're posing. That's not it. This is really a real connection with your soul, and that this connection is yours forever, and you take it with you, and you can take it back into your normal life as a stockbroker, as a cook, as a business guy, as a golfer, as a surfer, as whatever you do. You bring this stuff with you, and it's with you forever. So this is not, you can't come here if you're trying to wear ayahuasca as a fancier dress for your ego. It's not that. This is hard ass work. This week is such work It's hard to describe. For a hard-working guy,
Yeah.
this is hard work.
Yeah.
This is not for the meek or the weak. This is hard work. You got to be ready to face yourself, to face your shadow, to face the darkness in your shadow, and to call it your own. This is super, super, super hard work. The thing that I can tell you is that it really, really, really
100%.
works. It works, and it works all the time. It's consistent as hell. So you did a lot of work
Yep.
before in your life,
Yep.
and the first time you came here, there's probably 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 people here,
Yep.
whatever the number is.
Yep.
This week, I think it was 73
Yep.
in there.
Yep.
To watch all these other people get it,
Oh,
it's crazy ass
Crazy.
shit, right?
crazy.
Uh-huh.
And everybody.
Everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the other maybe story I'll tell quickly from a health perspective is I had the year leading up to me coming here the first time. Was a year financially for me was amazing. I had a very, very good financial year, but health wise, I was in terrible shape. I'd been hospitalized 6 times in a
Wow.
year. I lost 40 pounds.
Wow.
Like not healthy 40 pounds. Like I was healthy before then, but I couldn't stop, and I had real bad stomach issues. And I had a surgery while I was here on the first week that I was here. I had a surgery on my stomach, on my guts, where the surgery happened, and the ayahuasca said to me, "I've fixed it, but you got to take care of it." And since I've been back, and this was a year straight of gut issues. Like I'd never had a week off. There was always something that was wrong. And since I got back home, which was 2 months ago, I haven't had a single issue. And I know that it's fixed. Like it's crazy. It sounds fucking crazy,
but it's how it works.
That's just it. And
Right.
and it was fixed for sure.
And it is how it works.
Yeah.
This is how it works. So here's an interesting statistic. About 73.82% of the people who come here have a surgery during their stay. So somebody comes to them, Mother Ayahuasca, and asks them if they can operate on them, and they let them in, and they start moving things around and fixing and curing people. I want to tell you this. This is it. I didn't do this thing for money. I didn't do this for money. As a matter of fact, when I opened this up, I think my first week I had 2 guests, two, and I thought, oh shit. I thought, oh my God, did I ever screw up? I made a $10 million mistake. And so I thought, oh my God, this is, it happened to me. This is what happened to me, what happened to you. And I thought I built a place so it can happen to other people. And then I opened the doors and 2 people showed up, and I thought, fuck, maybe I was the only guy who needed this, right? And
As an investment advisor, I would have advised that was not a good decision.
shut it down.
Else. Yeah.
I'm with you. So, and this is the truth. So what happened is over the past 2 years and 6 months is we've gotten super busy. And so I'm gonna tell you, if you're coming here, or if you're thinking about coming here, there's been about half the months of this year where you can't get in. So by all means, if you're thinking about coming here, call and make a reservation, even if you have to make it out a few months. If there's nothing available, make it out a few months. Make it for December. Make it for whenever, but get in, because this thing really changes your life. It really changes your life. And I can't, we're doing this every single week, and I have people like Peyton on here, and it can't all be a lie. This is all happening all the time to all the people who come. So it's really, when I say all the people, I mean 95% of the people who come, and then the 5% who don't get it usually come back and then they get it. So by all means, if you're thinking about this, listen to this. If you're a business person and you're tired, or you're just somebody who can't seem to connect, and you think that there's something missing from your life, or you think that there's something wrong with you, and when you see other people and it doesn't make sense to you by all means come here, because it will make sense of the whole thing. It'll make, no matter what the situation is, the medicine is divinely intelligent, and it's not just the medicine. Although I give all of the, everything goes to God, right? All the glory goes to God of whatever God is. But it's the whole program too. It's the workshops and the food and the massage and the cleanse. Yeah. Like, there are people that said, Jerry, they said, I shit more in the past 3 days than I've ever shit in my life, and now you're making me go to a cleanse. And they said, I guarantee you nothing's going to come out. And they go to the cleanse and they walk out and they go, I can't believe how much shit came out of me. So the thing is that it's all about getting clean. And then your responsibility when you go home is to keep that connection clean. Yep. And that is the whole responsibility. So listen, if you're thinking about it, don't wait. Like this number, there's 1-866-936-9446. Call that number and speak to one of the counselors and book yourself in. Even if you have to book it for next year. If either you're financially you're going to push it off, that's okay. Just book it. Just get a ticket because it's going to make such a difference in your life. I very rarely, if ever, and I'm trying to think about that, there's almost 38 or 3,900 people that have gone through this thing, and I think I've given 2 refunds. So it's not like in the world, nobody's complaining. They just can't get enough of it. So when it happened to me, Peyton and I went home, and I wanted just to tell everybody. I said I wanted to tell people, you don't have to be confused and you don't have to be sad. Yep. That was my whole thing. I'd say to everybody, you don't have to be confused and you don't have to be sad. I found this shit, and I would try to tell them, that this shit exists. And I'm telling you guys that you don't have to be confused and you don't have to be unhappy. And the world is freaking amazing, and we're allowed to live here. Holy shit, we got everything. So please, come down and join us here. We really want to see you here. Call the number, watch some videos, watch some more of these podcasts Facebook Lives from previous times and previous weeks, and tune into the thing. And I'm going to tell you something. Once you make the reservation, once you call in and make the reservation, then leave yourself alone. So because here's the thing that I found from the medicine. We're going through courses and have our workbooks, and we're taking courses, and we're sitting on a couch with a counselor, and the moment that we forget about the course or the counseling thing, we go right back to what we were doing, and it fucks up again. You know why? Because the whole thing is dealing with our conscious mind, the counseling and the workbooks and the self-help and the books you're reading. It all has to do with the conscious mind, and all of our actions are driven by the subconscious mind. So here we're using the wrong tool on the thing, right? We're using the wrong tool on the thing. So please come on and come on in. And by the time once you make your reservation, leave yourself alone, because most likely the things that you've been doing to try to help the situation haven't helped yet. So leave it alone. Don't just disengage. And when I say leave yourself alone, I mean don't beat yourself up. Don't beat yourself up, because obviously you're using the wrong tool. Yeah? So don't beat yourself up. But you wouldn't, if you were your own child, you wouldn't be yelling at you. I promise you that, because I know you're trying as hard as you can try. So by all means, do yourself a favor. Come down here, join us. I'm here almost every week, and I do a workshop here. I have a workshop on Monday, on Tuesday, and on Saturday, and it's part of the program here. So please come on in. Please come on in and experience it. And I'd love to see you all here. But you got to get your ticket, because here's the truth of the thing. I started out with 2 customers in the first week. Most weeks now have between 70 and 80 some. I'm closing down in September to add 11 or 12 more rooms. But come October, we're already getting sold out. And so by the time the business grows again next year, if you're not in here, you're going to be waiting 5 and 6 and 7 months. Please, if you've been following us, come now and get the gift of the thing. Just come and get the gift of the thing. And we're thrilled to have you. So listen, guys, thank you, Peyton.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank
brother.
you.
And thank you for coming. And thank you guys for coming. And until next week, we'll see you. May God bless you and hold you and keep you safe. God bless you.